Hi guys, I'm Laura Batali, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you a really easy and delicious recipe, perfect for a weeknight, under 30 minutes. It's what I call my skillet salsa chicken. I'm using salsa verde, but I will say I have done the same thing with regular like red salsa, and it's delicious. I've also done this with boneless chicken thighs. I've done it with chicken tenders. Today, I had these really thick, like beautiful chicken breasts, and I just cut them into these large chunks. I don't want it too small. I want them about like that, basically the size of chicken tenders, if you will. I've got my oven preheated to 425. I'm also going to show you how I make my cilantro lime rice because it's so easy and simple, but a must-have. So good. In a nice shallow Dutch oven, really the same thing that I'm going to be cooking everything in, like in terms of the sauce and everything, because it goes right into the oven, so it's easy. I've added some olive oil. To my chicken, I'm going to add a mixture of, this is garlic and herb, like all-purpose seasoning. This is some chicken bouillon powder, onion, garlic, chili powder, paprika, and a little bit of cumin, along with some salt that I've already added to the chicken. You guys know typically all of my seasonings are salt-free because I'm a control freak that way, and I want to be able to control how much salt goes into my food. And to get the amount of seasoning that I like, I will end up over salting if I use seasoning that has salt in it already. So I always, if I do buy any pre-made blends, which is not often, but when I do, I will typically just buy some that are not seasoned. I'm going to save these, this little bit that's left over for the peppers. My skillet's getting nice and hot. Let's check. Get that chicken in. The chicken will not be cooked through at this point. All I'm trying to do is just sear it and give it some color on both sides, because you can see they're pretty thick. So, and I don't want to cook them all the way through because this is going to go into the oven, and if I were to cook it all the way through here, it'll just end up dry. So I'm going to probably do this in 2 batches. I might as well use some of this, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it is done. Adding some poblanos and some onion. If there's any brown bits or dark bits from the bottom of your pan, don't worry about it. They're all gonna lift as you cook everything anyway, and those, you know, they lift as you introduce some moisture. Let those saute. My chicken looks great. It is not cooked through, but this is exactly what I am looking for. I just place it back in here because I'm not eating it anyway. So it's one less thing for me to have to worry about cleaning. And I want these to really cook down and develop some color and yumminess. And in the meantime, I am going to just chop up a few cloves of garlic. Where's my knife? I lost my knife. I lost my knife. So I'm just going to use this one. Just going to give them a chop, a little mince, little peel and mince situation. These look great. Adding my garlic along with whatever spices were left over. And I'm just going to cook this together for like, I don't know, 30 seconds. I just want that garlic to just sort of cook down a bit. I don't want that strong raw garlic flavor, so I just need it to mellow out, those spices to toast, and it smells insanely good already, but just you wait until the whole thing gets covered in salsa verde. I'm using store-bought salsa verde, but you and I have made salsa verde a million times here. All you do is, what I do to make salsa verde is I take tomatillos and onion and garlic and jalapenos, and I throw them into the oven until they're nice and roasted. Pop them into a blender with a little chicken bouillon powder, some cilantro, a little lime, a little salt, and there you have it. Easy and simple. But sometimes I will take a shortcut, especially if I can't find good tomatillos. I'm going to add just a touch of water just to lift any of those yummy bits at the bottom. Because you see that is instant goodness and flavor. And I just want that to bubble for like a few seconds. It makes a really big difference. And now all I do, look, this is how difficult this is. You take your chicken, you nestle it all in here. Don't forget, you got lots of juices in this bowl. And don't let any of those go to waste, because that's delicious. Hello. Put that in there, like so, and those juices. like so, like that. You take your salsa verde. Again, you can use any salsa that you like. Really love this with salsa verde, but I've done this with all. And a little pepper jack. Turn that off. Freshly grated, of course, because it melts well when it's freshly grated. And by a little, I mean a good amount, because I want this to be bubbly and cheesy and so good to spoon over that cilantro lime rice. And now I'm just gonna pop this whole thing into the oven for like 20 minutes or so. And in the meantime, we make the rice, because the rice takes the same amount of time, actually less time than it takes for this to finish cooking. So easy. To a saucepan, I'm adding some rice. I like long grain rice, basmati, jasmine rice, something like that. I have rinsed it. You wanna make sure that you rinse it. Actually, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Just know that it'll be fluffier if you rinse it. And a little chicken bouillon powder as like my chicken stock, if you will. Like so, like that. And then a pinch of salt, not too much because the chicken bouillon powder is quite salty. And all I'm gonna do now is bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to put a lid on, turn it down to low and leave it for like 12 to 15 minutes, just on low, covered. Turn it off, leave it off the heat, and then at the end, I'll show you how we finish it. That's it, but it's so good. Chopping up some cilantro, because I'm gonna need it for my rice, but I also wanna have some to sprinkle on my salsa chicken because it is ready. It's out of the oven. I just took it out literally maybe a minute or two ago. It's very hot. It was bubbling like crazy when I took it out, and it smells insane in here. Also, obviously my rice is ready. I'm just gonna bring it over here, because here's what you do. You take a little lime zest, because the sort of the zest and the oils in the zest is what's gonna give you that really beautiful fresh lime scent, but you're gonna get the sharpness from lime juice and some cilantro. Now, I've already tasted my rice and it is seasoned absolutely perfectly, so I don't have to add any additional salt, but if you have to, make sure you do it while it is hot, just because it will sort of blend better. And then as much lime as you want. I do the juice of a half a lime because Joe, my husband, doesn't like things too sharp. When it comes to citrus, we're not alike in that way. For me, the sharper the better, the more limey the better, but I can also just put more on my plate, which I plan on. And then I just take a scoop, put that at the bottom. Now remember, this is a cook's treat right now, okay? I'm not making myself a huge portion because it's not dinner time yet, but it is cook's treat time. And then look at this. This is gonna be cheesy and delicious. Get in here. Look at that. You know, I need some of that sauce. I am a saucy kind of gal. My mouth is salivating. A little more cilantro on top of that. I also like a little lime on my salsa chicken. And that is it. That is like, I'm gonna use this. And that is like the most delicious, easy, wonderful dinner. So fast, so fast. Look, the chicken just falls apart. Look at this. Look at this. Ready? Watch. This is the piece of chicken. Watch. See that? Beautiful. Cooked really quite perfectly. Love that for us. Let's give it a taste. Hot. Oh my goodness, you guys. You are gonna love this. I know you love my one pan, quick and easy. Like, this is gonna be such a favorite and a go-to in your repertoire. And it's so customizable. Use different salsa, use different peppers, don't use peppers at all. Add some zucchini, add some potatoes. So if you have them already sort of sliced up, add them in there, and then you'll really have a one-pan wonder. It's just, it's dynamite. You will love it. Go to laurinthekitchen.com for the written recipe. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. I will see you next one. Bye.